Hey everyone, this is Martin from howtomakemobilegames.com on January the 9th, I think 2018 now. Happy New Year everybody. It's a Monday here in Manchester, England, and I'm just heading to work, and I wanted to get a video done because it has been a while, guys, since I did the last video. I'm in a new car and I've not set up the video stand very well yet, so it might be a little bit shaky, hopefully not too bad. But yeah, it's been a while, guys. My apologies for that, really. It's obviously, you know, been pretty hectic over Christmas, but honestly, I don't have much of an excuse because I can do them in the car as I'm going to work, and I should be more proactive with that. So I'm really sorry for not getting back to you sooner, guys. If I sound a little bit weird as well, I got sick this past week, just with sort of like a very light flu, and I was off for a day at work, and then I was kind of feeling rough for the rest of the week. So I've been down in a lot of pills and a lot of Lemsip. In England, it's like a lemon drink that's a hot lemon drink that's meant to help with flu. So yeah, I've been doing that a lot. Over Christmas, the thing that sucks as well over Christmas is I got super sick. My entire family got super sick with a stomach bug. We went to we went to my sister-in-law's party, and we all thought we got sick there, but it was from somewhere else because people who didn't go to that party also got sick, and it completely wiped out my family for like all of Christmas Day. By Christmas night, I was throwing up and I was sat on the toilet, and it wasn't pleasant at all. So my next couple of days were completely ruined. And then I just got sick this past week as well, but I'm actually feeling better now, so that's good. So this video, I wanted to talk about obviously what I've been doing recently, and the other thing is checking the time, seeing what I'm on, and the revenue as well for Oculus, because we just published a new game on there this past I think it was middle of December when it got released. So we've been building a VR experience, an alien abduction experience, and it's called I Want to Forget. And we were building that for about, it must have gone on for about 6 months maybe, or 7 months. I don't know the exact time, I'll have to look that up. And that was our second Oculus Rift game. That was released on the PC Oculus Rift, and released on the Oculus Store, of course. So we did that, and we wanted to, you know, see how it would go with the second game, because we started that one, and the first game, Virimid, did not do very well at all. The sales in the first, I think, 2 weeks were okay, and when I say okay, it's made a total of $134. Okay, so I never got excited about it, I really didn't, and that's not because of the game. That's just because I now, you know, I'm very I don't have high expectations in the games market, to be honest, for our games. Something's dropping around. So we made $134 since the middle of December till now. In the first 2 weeks, so sort of the middle of December till the end of the year 2017, that's when all the sales happened. And for the past week, you know, since the beginning of January till now, it's had zero sales, just zero. We were making, like, I think it must have been 1 or 2 a day. The price was $4.99, so we were making $3.50 off that. And my initial, like, sort of happiness level, I said to you know, my colleague, was I would love to, I would be very happy if this just made one download a day. I said to the developer, that would be fine. You know, I know it's not big, and it's definitely not, you know, the levels of what big publishers would need to sustain themselves, but I'd be okay with that, just one a day, and for the next, you know, X amount of years, if it was live and it did that, then it would make its money back. But I don't think that's going to happen at all. I don't think one a day is going to happen, and I've just hit traffic for some reason. Okay, great. So I'm glad I'm doing this video. You know, it kills some time. I hate just sitting in traffic. Yeah, so $134. It's much better than what Virimid has achieved. Virimid, since February 2016, has only made $65 gross. So that we need to take 70% of that, and 30% goes to Oculus. I believe that's correct, because in the Oculus developer overview dashboard, it shows you the total amount made, but I don't know if that number takes into account Oculus's cut. So for $65 in almost a year is absolutely fucking terrible. Of course, there's nothing at all. So, and then I was like kind of excited for I Want to Forget for the first couple of days, because it was making 2 or 3 a day, and you get excited when it makes 2 or 3 downloads a day. Now I know that the app or experience itself is not ultra high quality. I know that it's not a touch game either. It's just a gaze control game. It's not a game, it's just an app, as in it's just an experience. It's not interactive really, and I knew that it wouldn't do amazingly well, and I know it's not like a AAA quality game for sure, but I was hoping for better results, or those initial results to continue, 1 or 2 downloads every day. I would have been really happy with that, honestly. But no, it has just stopped. So that's just the end of that now. I think that's not going to go anywhere, and there's not much point in doing that. When about a week ago, when I wanted to make this video, excuse me, I wanted to say, hey, finding a healthy store or publishing on a healthy store was going to be the title of this video, and that's when I was kind of excited about the sales. And they were going okay, and I was thinking, oh great, well we'll stick with this now, and we'll continue to build for Oculus Rift and just focus on that. But no, nothing has happened. And so yeah, that's kind of like how I was going to do the initial video, and give some advice in that way. But hopefully, at least it gives you guys some numbers to go off and some idea of what to expect. Now, I think maybe if you're building for Touch. Oculus Touch, it might do better, because I think Touch games are getting promoted a lot more. At least that's what I was talking about with our developer. He noticed that it's just all Touch being promoted, which I get, because Touch is a much more what's the word? I can't think of the word. You're much more into the experience. So that's they're heavily promoting that, and ours haven't been Touch games. However, we will be receiving some Touch devices, so we might go down that route again. But I don't know where the money is at the moment. To be frank, I don't know where money is to be made. Really, we also released for PandaTap. Released a small racing game just the other week. It's made zero, almost zero, less than $1 in I think 2 weeks. We might be releasing that to Mac App Store, because for the poker game that I released at the Mac App Store, I think when was it now, guys? It was it was before I started my full-time job. I think it was October or maybe September when I released that, and it wasn't making any money on the Mac App Store. And then I changed it to a paid game, and it was making like $1 every day, so like 1 download a day. I priced it at $1, but since November 26th, that has also not made any money at all. It's not made any downloads, and it's not made any in-app purchases. And so I'm trying to figure out what is the healthy store now, or what, maybe not the healthy store, but what is the healthy model, excuse me. What is the healthy model in regards to actually making some kind of money? I don't know, honestly. You got to think different, to quote Apple, really, because I've not managed to establish what is the correct model. I mean, I thought the Mac App Store would be better. The other thing is now, guys, that sort of thinking in that direction is focusing more on apps now as opposed to games. I did a small augmented reality app, which is like a fake money prank app, and it was just a little test with augmented reality in Unity, and I released that. That's not done anything at all. That's not made any money, and like 10 downloads or something. So honestly, I wasn't excuse me, I wasn't expecting that game to make any, or app to make any money at all. as well. I knew it wouldn't. It was just basically a test to get familiar with augmented reality and have some kind of, you know, finished product at the end of it. I like to have that, you know, completion or sense of closure when doing an app. I don't just want to mess around with things. Even if it is a small app or a small game, as long as it's a finished product, I feel, you know, I've completed a task. But that didn't make any money at all, of course. So at the moment, I'm working more towards, or working on location-based services apps. So things with maps, basically. Things like geotagging. So you can pinpoint your position in the world. You know, you have a map on your screen and the point shows where you are on the screen, just like Google Maps on your phone. But trying to do something around that whereby people can find services or products or something within a location, you know. So it's the whole basis of the app will be something local to your area. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's a social thing or whether it's a transaction thing, you know what I mean? Like somebody has a product that you need and you can buy it secondhand or whatever, okay? That's what I'm kind of working on now, and I'm trying to get the app things, the map things, sort of the basic functionality. I'm working on that right now, and I'm using Mapbox. So that's a really good service, Mapbox.com. They have a Unity SDK, and trying to think more about. I don't know how to articulate this. Just trying to figure out basically what is a good model. What games are completely. It's just pointless now. I almost think, you know, actually building small games now or just releasing them independently, I feel is a complete waste. The other thing that we're working on right now, a developer in Spain who finished the VR game. The I Want to Forget game. He's now working on a top-down racing game, similar to Wipeout, if you guys remember that from the PlayStation. It's the anti-gravity futuristic racing game. Well, we're doing a similar thing like that, but top-down, almost like in the Absolute Drift style. And I said to our developer, well, let's try a different angle. What we'll try and do is we'll try and focus on a highly polished, large game for the next year and a half or so, or the next year. We've already got a basic gameplay down, and it feels fun, it feels good. It's got multiplayer, it's got the ability to select a car, you know, or a ship, whatever you want to call it. It's got a couple of tracks, and we're just trying to find the fun right now. And we've done a couple of online matches, and that's feeling good. You know, it's going to have things like collecting weapons and shooting. So, but we've got to make the mechanic a little bit different to just F-Zero top down or Wipeout top down. So we'll have to play with a couple of things, you know. So, but that's going okay. I mean, the reason why I said let's do that is because one is I don't have the time to manage like small projects, because when you do small projects you have to give, you know, you have to provide feedback and then test and then publish, and I don't have the time to do that now. Aside from, you know, obviously working full time and working on, you know, continuing to build my own skill set and focusing on that Mapbox stuff. I don't have the time to look after another project and give feedback and all that. So having a larger project, excuse me, having a larger project does help with that a little bit. Even though, of course, we have to catch up and I have to play and give feedback and all that stuff. It is a little bit easier to manage. The other reason as well is because maybe building something bigger, more polished, an actual, you know, a double A quality game, whatever you want to call it, not triple A, and going on to PC and console and having a publisher, will that be a better route? I don't know. Maybe it will. I expect it would. You know, for example, let's say we have this game and then we work on it for 1 year or a year and a half or whatever, and then we approach an Xbox or we approach a publisher and then we say, hey, we've got this game, we've been working on it for ages, you know, can you publish it on PC and Mac and console? And then if that happens, and if they like it and then it goes ahead, then great. In that case, you know, even if those publishers did take a huge chunk of money percentage wise and we only got, like, say 10% of it, would probably be a lot better than what we achieve now, you know, on all of our new games. All of our new games now have just been futile. There's been absolutely, you know, they've been absolutely useless, pretty much. I've made a couple of in-app purchases on the poker game that I built a few months ago, but absolutely, I mean, it's tiny, really tiny compared to the amount of time that it's actually been on the store. We did make another $70 or $100 in-app purchase the other day for one of the Kill the Ragdoll games, but again, it's just once every 6 months that happens. So it's really just trying to figure out what is the model, what approach should we take in terms of who is our client, who is the customer, who is the player, who is that? Is that, you know, is it just going to be Google Play? Is it going to be Steam? Is it going to be something unique? Is it going to be something completely different? Like, I've been listening to the audiobook 0 to 1. I might have mentioned that a couple of months ago because I did listen to part of it a few months ago and I've started to listen to it again. But 0 to 1 is by, I think his name's Peter Thiel, and he's one of the founders of PayPal. And his sort of whole basis of that book is that you shouldn't compete. Don't compete with anybody. Build something that is completely new. So building an app which has no competition. So it's not a social network, or if it is a social network, it is something completely different, you know? Or not completely different. Again, I can't articulate myself. But just make sure there's no competition. That's his approach, because competition, in the case of our business, absolutely killed us and killed everybody, you know? It's just too much. So if we're building something now, it has to be something which has not been out there before. And that's my argument against building games now as well, is games are there. What problems do games fix? That's the angle that I'm trying to come from. You know, they fix the problem of entertainment. Do you have enough entertainment? So get in line here, guys. That's what games seem to fix for the most part, is they're just entertaining people. So if I build another game and I say, well, what problem am I fixing, or what am I trying to improve in the world? I say, well, the problem I'm trying to fix is people are bored and they want to play some games. That problem is already solved by far. There are so many avenues for entertainment. The quality of games that are already out there are so high, so high. We cannot compete with them. And even if we did, it would be a bloodbath. You know, it would just be red ocean, super high competition, and everyone's feeling the sting of that for sure. Everyone who's entered the app stores. So when we build an app now, or this is what the angle that I'm trying to come from, when I build an app now, what specific problem am I trying to solve that has not already been solved? Okay, what is it? If you can answer that clearly and then build a service around that, and it doesn't have to be an app, it could be, you know, it's a service that, or a product that has an app. You know, don't think of it as we're building apps. Think of it as a service that actually happens to have an app, like Uber, for example. Great, or Airbnb. They're a service and they have an app, okay, and a website. So I've got to start to come from that angle. I think it's just that, you know, with games now, I realise that I'm not fixing any problem at all, and I'm not fixing the problem better than another company could. You know, the problem of entertainment is not a problem anymore. Anybody can get that anywhere, digital entertainment. And the products that they can get now are already far better than what I can produce. So I have to think, you know, completely different and about a problem that exists now. God, I can't speak. It exists now, but it has not been solved, or it can be solved in a better way. You know, it doesn't have to be a completely new problem, but something that maybe improves upon an existing solution. So that's my thoughts anyway. Oh no, shoot, sorry guys. It just fell down. I'll have to go now. I was about to hang up on the phone anyway. But guys, let me know what you think. I'm sorry again for the late video. I hopefully will catch up with you soon on the forum, and you all have a great week developing. Chat to you soon. Bye bye.